going to be showing you guys a slightly lightened up version of regular pumpkin spice bars. All ingredients used can be substituted with regular high calorie ingredients. In the bowl already I have some whole wheat white flour from King Arthur, and I'm adding a cup of Carbquik, which is a low carb baking mix. You can substitute this with Bisquick. And that was 1 cup of whole wheat flour that I had in the bowl already. I'm adding 1 teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda and a ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add in total 1 teaspoon of spice mix. You can use cake spice or pumpkin spice or apple pie spice, anything that you have. You want to use about 1 teaspoon total. I'm using ½ teaspoon of cake spice and a ½ teaspoon of pumpkin spice mix. And now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And you want to whisk this all together. I'm adding 1/4 cup or 1 stick of melted light butter. Has less calories and fat than regular butter, and that's by Land O'Lakes. And I'm also adding a ½ cup of buttermilk. I'm going to be adding 1 cup of canned pumpkin. You want to make sure that this is regular canned pumpkin and not canned pumpkin pie filling. If you do use the canned pumpkin pie filling, then you want to omit most of the sugar or sweetener that you use. This is a good dessert or recipe to use if you have a lot of cans of leftover pumpkin in your pantry, the way I do. And I'm going to be adding 1 whole egg and ½ cup of egg substitute, or the equivalent of 2 eggs. This is also going to help keep calories down and give your cake a nice rise. Now I'm going to add in my dry ingredients that I sifted earlier. And I'm going to be adding my sugar substitutes as well. But before that, I'm going to be adding my, my flavorings, which is butter, vanilla, and pumpkin spice. And now I'm adding a ½ cup of brown sugar substitute. I like to use way low. And a ½ cup of Boca Sweet, which is my white sugar substitute. It's 0 calorie and I like it a lot. You guys just heard a wreath fall from my wall in the background. Sorry about that. And we're going to mix it all together. And I'm also going to add an additional ½ cup of milk. You can use regular milk or buttermilk. I'm going to spray my pan with some Baker's Joy. You can use any kind of nonstick cooking spray that you like. The pan size here, I believe it's 9 by 5. You can use 8 by 8. I've used that before, and the bars will just be a little bit taller. I can't really remember the exact size of this pan, but it is slightly bigger than your standard 8 by 8 cake pan. And I'm going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. And I'm going to test this out with a toothpick, and when the toothpick comes out clean, then you know that it's been baked through. If it doesn't come out clean, you want to pop it back in the oven for a few minutes. Now let's get to the frosting. I'm going to set that to the side, and I told you guys that I'm using sugar substitutes. I just put in 1 cup of whatever sweetener that I'm using, along with a tablespoon of cornstarch. In here I'm using reduced fat Greek yogurt cream cheese, about ½ a stick, and also a half a stick of light softened butter. And I'm going to mix those two up to begin with and add a little bit of salt and then whatever flavors you want to use, which for me is vanilla and also pumpkin spice and a splash of butter extract. Now I'm going to add my powdered sweetener. Again, this is, I believe, a half a cup of Walo and a half a cup of Focus Sweet, and it's blended to a fine powder with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And you can use this cup for cup with any regular powdered sugar. So if you don't have a sugar substitute, you can use regular powdered sugar. And now I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of light half and half, just to loosen it up a little bit, make it a little bit more creamy. As you can see, it's not really needed, but if you don't have it, you don't have to use it. And right in the pan, because this is a quick and easy recipe, I'm just going to spread my frosting on top of my cooled cake. It has been cooling for a couple of hours, so you want to make sure it's completely cooled before you add your frosting. And I'm just putting a little a little design in it. It's nothing fancy. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. I hope you try it, and I will be back soon with more recipes for you guys to try. Thanks for watching and have a good one.